Hi everyone, it's Jacob Z. Flores, and I'm back today for my 8th mini author reading promoting my new release Soulstruck, which is the third book of the Warlock Brothers of Haven Bridge series. This series follows the lives of three brothers, Mason, Thad, and Pierce, and with this book, Pierce takes over as the main character. So far, I have shared some dynamics between Pierce and his brothers, how Pierce and Kale first met, as well as their trip to a bar. So today, let's see what kind of adventures Pierce and Kale will get into. Alright, so let's get started. So what are we going to do then? I'm taking you someplace I think you're going to like. Chances are we'll be the only ones there too. Kale narrowed his eyes and looked me up and down. Are you taking me on a date? I nodded. Wait, what? I asked, doing a double take between Kale and the road that briefly swerved before me. Hey, he complained, with one hand on the seat and the other on the dashboard. Passing cars blared their horns at me. I'd like to arrive to our date in one piece. This isn't a date, I said, shaking my head. That's not what you just said. I wasn't paying attention. Kale wiggled his index finger at me. Too late. You said it's a date, so it's a date. He nodded his head once, just to make his point. Just because you say it's a date doesn't make it a date. Just because you say it's not a date doesn't make it not a date. I scowled. You're being difficult. No more difficult than you, Kale said. Besides, I'm not the one who said it was a date in the first place. That was you. I told you I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying. Fine, he said, sitting forward in his seat again. This is going to be my first date and all, but whatever. I couldn't believe that. Kale had the most gorgeous eyes I'd ever seen. They were big golden pools I wanted to jump naked into, and his lips. They reminded me of the cotton candy I used to eat whenever Mom and Dad took my brothers and me to the carnival. Then there was his skin, so soft and tanned, and his muscles and dimples, and his cute butt that would likely fit in just one of my hands. Why wouldn't anyone on Aeaea date him? You can't be serious, I finally asked. It's true, he said with a shrug. I grabbed his hand and squeezed it. Okay, it's a date. Kale shot me a blank stare and withdrew his hand. No thanks. There's nothing worse than a pity date. Oh my God. That's not what this is. He crossed his arms and locked gazes with me. I may not be from your world, but I know a pity date when I see one. This, he said, gesturing toward me with a flourish of his index finger, is a pity date. I swerved the car onto the shoulder of the freeway and shut off the engine. Kale had turned away from me and was suddenly very interested in the scenery outside the window. Will you look at me, please? He shook his head. I'm good. I'd never wanted to strangle and hug someone harder in my life. I'm sorry, I said, uttering the words far too easily for my liking. It's just that, well, you see, I swallowed hard. I couldn't believe I was going to say this. I've never been on a date before either. So, will you please go on a date with me, Kale? Kale cleared his throat and nodded. Yes, I'd like that. I let out the breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Great, then let's get the show on the road. After I started the car and merged into traffic, I decided to do something else I'd never done before. I slid my hand across the console to Kale's and laced my fingers with his. He glanced down at our entwined fingers and smiled. Never been on a date before, not even one? He asked. Nope. I guess I'll find out what's wrong with you on our date, huh? I eyeballed him, and he gave me his big dimpled smile that almost made me crash the car into the barrier. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.